All right, YouTube, it's Donnie B all day. I'm going to bring you another knife. This is the Schrade Frontier. Very, very good knife. Let's get rid of this crappy sheath. This knife, while it has the Schrade logo laser etched on the blade, which I think is kind of ugly the way it is, nothing is ugly about the performance of this knife. This has some of the most comfortable black micarta grips I have ever felt. These are really, really comfortable grips. They have a lot of texture to them, but not so much to where it's gonna scratch your hand or leave wear on your hand or hot spots, anything like that. Really nice. It's a very, very heavy knife for a 13-inch knife. The spine is, I mean, the blade itself is just really thick. You're looking at like a 7-inch blade. I think they have it listed at like 7.4, 1095, high carbon, so it's very good. One of my favorite parts about this knife, even though there's no jimping, I can get over that because this choil is not only really, really big, and it's big enough for the meat of my finger, not just for the small, but beyond the choil, the blade doesn't come, I mean, the edge doesn't come all the way to the end of the blade, right about there. You can see that there's this little gap, so no matter what, you're not going to catch your finger on anything sharp. Like I said, there's no jimping up here. However, there is like a piece of jimping, a little section right here. What I would use that for, I have no idea, because if I'm chopping, I'm doing an okay grip. Way at the bottom, this piece here, this little hook end, is great to hold for chopping because you are not going to let go of that knife. It gives you a really good something to hold on to. I love the shape. I love the nice drop point. It's really thick. I prefer a really nice flat grind. This is concave, but it's great. You can see those marks right there. I was sharpening a pencil earlier. I mean, wah, 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 wah. You can, if you have arts and crafts to do, this is the blade to do it with. But even beyond arts and crafts, this is a really good survival knife, and I am going to show you why. Let's do it. Okay, as I told you, comfortable grip, good for chopping. Let's see if the blade matches the grip. It's a nice big fat blade, so you can expect to take out a lot of wood per swing, and that's exactly what this thing is doing. The edge, I don't even know if by doing this you guys get a good clear picture of that, so you're just gonna have to trust me on this. The edge is undamaged, undaunted, unfurled. There's a whole lot of UN words I could probably add into this that I'm not even aware exist, but let me tell you, awesome. Did not wow me. This thing, really good. Chops, just, I mean, I could do it all day with this knife. The weight of it, the heft that you get from when you swing, I can only compare to the Sheffield MOD as far as weight and forward heft. Great chopping knife due to the front heavy blade and just the ergonomics. I mean, you look at this, how much space there is before you even get to the edge from the handle. That puts all that weight way up there. Fantastic. Let's move on to the stump. Okay, here we are at the stump. That didn't take very long. I hope you didn't mind waiting. So let's do a drop test. I'm assuming this thing's going to drop pretty straight. Check the balance, see how it lands pretty well. There's so much weight in the front of this thing. I mean, that just a little drop, not a throw, a drop dug in more than a 1/4 inch. Every time it's going to do that. I have no issues prying this knife. I mean, look at the thickness of that tip. It's awesome. So I'm going to throw this a few times in there because one thing I really want to check is just how well these scales stay tight, because oh man, that's in there good, because it just has 2 little screw points that hold them on, and I believe these are removable, so there shouldn't be any epoxy on there. So literally the scales are only held on by 2 screws. So far, I haven't had a problem with the scales. Apparently it was allergic to that part of the wood and it didn't want anything to do with it. So we'll try to find a new part. That is in there. Look at this, look at this, look at this. This is a heavy, heavy stump. And this blade is in there so far. Just prying it is just pulling the stump. No edge deformity. The only deformity is going to be right here. So let's see. Put a little stick down here. That is going probably a little too easy. It's just decimating my little stick here. It's not my little stick, you know what I mean? So, I mean, literally, it's just tearing it apart. Do I want to shave with it, cut down some of this? It's just easy money, all day stuff. Will it feather stick? Oh my goodness. It not only feather sticks, but it feather sticks with ease. I mean, it was just luscious. For a very, very thick blade, it does the work of a very, very thin blade with the strength of the very thick blade. That's pretty impressive. There's not much we're going to do today, except we'll go over to the mini forest. We'll cut down some more of those little 1-inch trees, and then we'll talk about it. All right, I'm picking a different section of my mini forest here because my other one is already pretty much chopped down. So here we are just going to take some easy little swings. You can see how crisp and clean these cuts are. I mean, this is zero effort, and it's just doing the job. So I absolutely totally just skinned that. You can see how it's just so easy to make these little cuts. This I didn't hit the blade all the way through. I'm literally just whisking the tip across this wood and making little tiny cuts. I'll have to show you. Little tiny cuts that, here, I don't even know if this is going to show up, but they just go all perfect little even beautiful slices. I don't need that. Awesome. So what we'll do is I missed. We'll just take down one of the a little thicker piece here without holding on to it, so it's a little bit harder. The knife has to be good to cut it when it's this, right? So let's get it to stop swinging here, and we'll just easy. I mean, easy. Any 4-year-old can do this. It's just so nice. The price on this nowhere near reflects the usefulness, toughness, handleability, nothing of this blade. These are dirt cheap. You can get these on eBay. I don't remember, but I'm guessing around 50, maybe even less. It's for 50 bucks or in that range. I'll tell you what, this stands up there with those $130 Tops blades. It stands up there with those $130 SC blades. It's really good. It's really fat, and you know, I don't like the fat word, but this really is. The only thing I saw negative about this was fit and finish, and I don't even know if it's going to show up, but right here the scale pulls away from the blade, but just slightly, and it's right in that I don't give a shit range. So I don't give a shit. All right, so here we are, all done playing around. I mean, look at the finish on that blade, just from hacking wood and chopping down those little mini trees. There isn't a single. I had more marks doing shaving a pencil than I did cutting through wood, cutting through these little tiny trees. It's impressive, man. I'll tell you what, the black micarta grips are just really nice to hold. I think part of it might be the down sweep in the rear near the pommel where the lanyard hole is. I actually literally, when I said that, just lifted my chin to show you with my head motion, like you could see it. Man, I am some kind of foam helmet away from needing a special room. But all in all, the knife is, aside from that, the logo, not even the logo, just the name of Schrade written across there, so in such a tacky way. Aside from that, it's a very, very attractive knife. It's hefty, it's burly, it's a man's survival knife. It will trench and cut and slice, and you know, I mean, if you're lucky enough, if you're out there like hunting, I don't know, armadillo, you might be able to just scare one to death with it. They are fantastic. Not armadillos. Well, they're pretty fantastic too, but I mean the Schrade. So, in closing, this is a budget survival knife, and I'll tell you what, it performs equally to every non-budget survival knife on the market. And I can absolutely 100% strongly recommend this as a survival knife, camping knife, hunting knife, even if you want to use it as a fighting knife. This is definitely worth the pennies put into this thing. So, I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.